Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a huge problem, a trap, really, that so many entrepreneurs fall into. They set out to build a business that gives them freedom, but they end up creating a prison for themselves. This right here, this single sentence from a business owner named Styx, just says it all, doesn't it? He had this dream of being his own boss, having freedom. But the reality? He became the most overworked, most essential employee in his own company.
If this is hitting a little too close to home, believe me, you are not alone. It's such a common trap. You end up being the single point of failure, the most critical and frankly, the most exhausted person in your own company. The business literally cannot function for a single day without you.
Okay, so why? Why does this happen over and over again? Well, the main reason so many founders get stuck comes down to something author Michael Gerber calls the technician's trap. And it's a fatal assumption that almost always leads straight to burnout. Think about it. Most people start a business because they're really good at something, right? They're an amazing baker, a brilliant coder, a talented designer. But being great at the work is a totally different skill from being great at building a business. A fantastic chef doesn't automatically make a great restaurant owner. What's so fascinating here is that successful business owners, they learn to wear all three of these hats. But most people, they start and get stuck as the technician, the doer who's just focused on getting today's work done. They never really graduate to the manager role who creates order and systems, or the entrepreneur role, the visionary who's thinking about the future. And this slide, it perfectly illustrates what happens next. When a business that's built entirely around one person tries to grow, it just hits a wall. All the weaknesses get exposed, and the system, which is basically just the founder, gets totally overloaded and crashes. Just like this error message. So the crucial thing to understand is that escaping this trap is not about working harder or longer hours. No way. It actually requires two fundamental shifts in how you think about your business. You have to go from being the doer to being the designer. First, you've got to shift your entire identity. Instead of working in the business every day, doing all the tasks yourself, you have to start working on the business. You stop being the person who does the work, and you become the person who designs the system that does the work. Second, and this is huge, you have to stop competing on price. When you're just like everybody else, you're a commodity. And when you're a commodity, customers are always just looking for the cheapest option. The goal is to create an offer that is so unique, so valuable, that you become the only real choice in their mind. Okay, so we get the mindset shifts, right? But what's the actual plan? Now we get to the how. It's a two-part blueprint for turning your business from a job into a true asset, something that can run, grow, and make money even when you're not there. Part one of this blueprint is the tool you're going to use to make that shift from competing on price to competing on value. It's all about crafting an irresistible offer. And we can use what the entrepreneur Alex Hormozi calls the value equation to build it. It's basically a formula for making your offer so good, people feel stupid saying no. The way you build this overwhelming value is by maximizing all the good stuff. That's the dream result they want and their belief that they'll actually get it, while you relentlessly minimize all the bad stuff, like how long it takes and how much effort they have to put in. Now, part two of the blueprint is all about delivering that incredible value, but doing it consistently. And that requires rock-solid systems. Like the founder of McDonald's famously said, the system is the solution. It's the only way to get predictable, reliable results. What this really means is you have to think like you're building a franchise right from day one. You document everything, your marketing, your sales, how you deliver your service in clear, step-by-step procedures. This is what lets you delegate effectively and make sure the business delivers quality, no matter who's doing the work. And listen, you do not need millions of dollars to start this. You can start right where you are, right now. Leverage the skills you already have, use free tools for marketing, build your network, and just test your ideas on a small scale. Honestly, the most important capital you need is resilience. So what does this actually look like when you put it all into practice? Because this isn't just some theory, right? It's a real, tangible path that can take you from being trapped to being free. Let's go back to Styx. His journey shows that this transformation is absolutely possible. He just started by writing down his processes. He hired one assistant, then another. He trained them using his new guides. He automated his payments. And then, in just 6 months, he walked into his shop and saw something incredible. The whole thing was running without him.
And that is the whole point. Stix finally got his dream of freedom because he stopped thinking like a worker and started thinking like a designer. He built a system, and then the system built his business for him. So that leaves us with one final and pretty big question for you to think about with your own venture. Take a really hard look at what you're creating. Is every decision, every process, every hire designed to trap you further, or is it actually designed to set you free?